Happy Tuesday. Hopefully y'all thriving, man. I want to come here and talk to y'all for a minute. Let everybody get up here in the chat. Let everybody know that we live and just freestyle, man. It's the off season, and sometimes it's best to just turn things off for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So, gonna vibe on out. Let everybody get up here in the chat and speak to the community, man. Salute to everybody out there. Yeah. Gonna do some crazy stuff, man. What's up, Kel? What's up with you, dog? So, let's see here. All right. What's up? I haven't figured out, y'all, like, YouTube does something now with these little crown things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure what they actually mean. So I know a lot of people was asking, like, yo, I didn't get a crown. All right, I didn't get a crown. I have no idea what these things even mean. Because I realized when I was watching my dog Lou and Boss Cowboys, salute to my guys last night, I had the crown, and it's like a game almost, where you can get like XP. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, Calvin, we'll talk about it here in a second. The number thing. What's good, Darnell? So I'm not sure what the crowns are, man. So people don't get mad at me if you don't have a crown. I didn't give them to nobody. I don't know what they are. You know what I'm saying? Because people was mad, like, yo, I ain't got a crown. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what these crowns are. Let me look it up. You know what I'm saying? Let me look it up and see what these crowns. YouTube chat. Crowns. Like I said, guys, I'm a football guy, not much of a YouTuber. I'm starting to get in my YouTube bag a little bit. Um, so YouTube live streams crown icon in the live chat indicates a leaderboard of the most engaged viewers. All right, the leaderboard is accessible by tapping the crown icon and displays the top 50 most engaged viewers. Users can earn points by engaging the chat, including sending messages, super chat, super stickers, and gifts on vertical live streams. Okay. Okay, so that's what it is. So these crowns mean who is really locking in and representing in the chat. And the more you guys represent, the higher XP that you guys get. So we might start making this little game where I might do giveaways and see who can get the highest score. You know what I'm saying? So I know what these crowns are. So I don't know how you get one. It says y'all supposed to click on something to get a crown. You get a crown, and then there you go. You know what I'm saying? So I had so many people DMing me on stuff like, yo, Tuck, that's messed up. I've been following your channel since day one. And other people got a crown. I like, oh, listen, I don't know what these crowns are. I'm saying I ain't got nothing in. What can we cash it in for? I don't know. I might just have my own stuff we can cash it in for. I'm building the new CFO website right now, doing new merch, getting new merch. There'll be new merch drops I'll probably say in 2 weeks, because I like to get the merch sent to me first so that way I can test it out, make sure it's quality before I start selling out. So gotta wait to get some of the sample merch. And do some of that stuff. So we'll do some of that. I still got some autograph stuff I need to get out my house because the numbers have changed with some of these players. So now since I know what the hell it actually means, we'll definitely we'll have some fun with it, especially as we go through the boring off season. Right now, I am setting up my iPad in the studio because I want to be able to draw and diagraph plays for y'all as we'll kind of get through, off season, go through some educational aspect and stuff as well. My guy Dave, what's up? I sent you a link for Tina new shirt on Messenger. Yeah, I got that, bro. Like that shirt. Yeah. So, one, your boy's alive. I survived, right? So my wife took me zip lining last Sunday, man, here in Kansas City. And I guess when you start zip lining, like a lot of people say there's like smaller little ones, kind of like ski slopes, right? So there's like a little small one. My wife signed me up for the veteran course. You know what I'm saying? My wife signed me because she's like she does all that shit. Like she's been zip lining through Grand Canyons and all. Like she's a action junkie. You know what I'm saying? So she signed up for the mega shit, right? I've never been zip lining in my life. So we get there. First they try this little they put you in like a little harness One, the harness didn't even fit me. So that was one of the right red flag. I'm like, bro, this harness is not going to fit. They're like, oh, okay. Let's see if we can find you another one. So they put a different harness that actually fit. They're buckling, pulling, all these different straps and shit. Right. And so then the very first tower we get to, because we had to take a bus up this massive hill, and we walk up this massive tower, and it's high as hell. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a wooden tower, nothing too sturdy. You know what I'm saying? So it's shaking and rattling. And we get up there, man, and you can see Kansas City from this tower. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, we're high up. So they're like, okay, who wants to go first? 'Cause we had another family. I was like, shit, let me let them go first because I want to see how this shit looks. You know what I'm saying? And so when you get on the top of the tower, right, you have to stand on this box, like this little, it's like a shoe box, right? You stand on top of this little box, right? And they're like taking your buckle off, hooking the buckle on the zip line. But the whole time, the box is like shaking. I'm like, bro, it's a small ass box. You know what I'm saying? So you're standing on top of this, I think it was like over 2 stories high. There's nothing barricading you in. You're standing on the edge and you're standing on this box as they clip you all in. You know what I'm saying? The box is shaking, wind is blowing, the thing. I'm like, for someone who just saw Final Destination, I was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? So, and of course, there's like 2 teenage girls. They were crazy, right? But okay, they hooked me onto the zip line and they're like, go. But once you're hooked up on the zip line, you have no choices but to jump, bro. Like there is no way down. There is no way down but to just go for it. You know what I'm saying? So I jumped off the platform. That thing was taking off. You know, I look like I'm about to run into some trees. And then as soon as I feel like I'm gonna hit a tree, my zip line was spinning around and twist, and I was going backwards and all sorts of stuff. And I was moving. I was going like over 65 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden I'm going backwards and they hit the brake and it's just gang. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? So then I'm backing up, getting onto the next tower, and then it's just like you get off. Well, the only way to get to the next tower is to zip line to the next tower. There's no stairs on this one, bro. So you had once you got off that first tower and there was no stairs, it's just like you had to go with it, man. So I had fun zip lining. So if you're ever here in Kansas City, Zip KC, had a good time. And my wife's like, oh, we should do it again. We should do it at night. And I'm just like, bro, I had fun. It was a good experience. Thanks for booking that shit. But I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to run it back. You know what I'm saying? I just cheated death once. I'm not about to play trying to cheat death again, and especially at night. I'm good. I can say I did it. I went to the ultimate levels, you know, all that. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about to play with death like that. But my wife don't know. We're about to go to Cabo here in a few days, few weeks actually. And I'm going to get my get back. If she really doesn't like water like that, oh, we're going deep sea fishing finally. Yeah, we're gonna get on this boat, get out in the middle of water, middle of nowhere, you know, see if your stomach can handle it. I'm gonna get it back. I'm gonna get that get back in Cabo here in a few weeks, man. So, you know, it just is what it is. But this weekend we're going to the amusement park doing some roller coasters and stuff. All right, man. So let's get to it. Brian Schottenheimer had a press conference today, you know, pretty much same things, you know. They were talking about Micah not being there. Micah's actually in the building. I think Clarence Hill just reported that. You know, he spoke very highly about Kyer Elam. Now, for me, I will say this, and he's like talking about Kyer Elam. He's kind of mentioning that, you know, sometimes players just need to change the scenery. And I was a huge fan. I mean, it's crazy how long I've been doing this, right? I think if you go through the channel, you will see my. You know what, Tuck? I should just change my film session that I did on Kyer Elam, right? You know what I'm saying? But I did a film session on Kyer Elam when he's coming out of the University of Florida. Loved him coming out of Florida. Was a huge fan of his work. Didn't really translate in Buffalo. But, you know, sometimes the change of scenery can be good. So, you know, I think when it comes to Kyer Elam, the talent's there. It's just putting it together at the NFL level. So hopefully that will be the case. So I like Kyer Elam, but can I trust him? It's kind of like them zip line, right? I feel like right now when it comes to the Cowboys season, it's zip lining, y'all. I'm hooked up on the shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm all buckled in. We didn't already climb to the top of the towers. we're getting to the point where we gear up for camp. We got no other choice but to just jump. You know what I'm saying? Just jump and pray for the best. Um, but I'm still not comfortable fully. At the cornerback position, he talked about Trayvon. Trayvon's in Miami working out. Not sure on how long his recovery is going to take. So that kind of leaves you with Kyer Elam, Deron Bland, Siobhan Rebel, who'll be drafted in the third, Kalen Carson, and I think Andrew Booth and some other guys, right? So I'm a little still queasy about cornerback, right? But like I said, we're still hooked into the harness. It's almost time to just jump off the platform and let it ride. Should have got Ramsey. So Stephen Jones was asked about Jalen Ramsey. He said Jalen Ramsey is a Miami Dolphin right now. There's no talks. So I know he can't say much because technically Jalen Ramsey is under contract when it comes to the Dolphins, but I would think that they make the move. They asked about post June 1st cuts. It's June 3rd. There hasn't really been any. But Stephen Jones said there's nothing definitive right now as far as June 1st cuts are concerned. Said they have nothing on the front burner as of right now. So, if I'll say this. Right. I feel like the Cowboys off season, they had a good off season. I mean, it's nothing, me personally, nothing to be super, 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 super excited about. But they had a good off season, so I want to give credit where credit's due. If I had to gauge it, y'all, I do think they'll get a defensive tackle, but I don't think there's going to be anyone that's going to get the fan base excited. I think they might bring in maybe a running back, possibly, or a cornerback, maybe. Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be anything to get the fans excited. I feel like they've gauged the temperature and they know how the fans are right now to where it's just, they're good. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, let's keep it a buck, right? The Cowboys can do no wrong right now because if you look at the temperament, they have models, they have social media managers, they have algorithms that do all this stuff, right? They can check the sentiments of how the fan base is feeling. And right now, the fan base is feeling like sky high. Now, me, I don't understand it, but hey, if you like it, I love it. So I don't think they feel like, okay, there's any more pressure to get the fan base. Tickets are selling, merch is selling. There's a lot of engagement. The thumbs up after they got George Pickens, and the consensus when it comes to Brian Schottenheimer. It's all there. So I think that's going to give the Dallas Cowboys like, all right, cool. We don't have to make any crazy splashy moves anymore unless something bad happens. I think they're probably going to roll out with some guys. There is, the Linval Josephs out there. Maybe bring back Jordan Phillips or some shit like that. Um, but I wouldn't be too much excited about it. Speaking of front office, I'm tired of people doubting and talking shit on Dak Prescott. He's an elite quarterback. People need to stop hating. I agree, Sean. But I'll say this, Sean. Not that I'm being devil's advocate. I feel like now is the time for Dak to just fight for himself. You see what I'm saying? I feel like now is the time for Dak to fight for himself because the fan base, like Sean and so many of y'all watching the chat right now, myself, Rome, others, we've done a lot of fighting for Dak Prescott. We honestly have. And this time, like, hey, bro, new contracts kicking in. You're getting older. You gotta give us something. You gotta give us something to fight with, because if someone was to say, oh, Dak is injury prone, I mean, I really don't have much to really fight it. You know what I'm saying? If you say Dak doesn't beat good quarterbacks, I mean, I don't have much to really fight it. So it's like I'm at this season like, hey man, Dak's not a little rookie anymore. Dak's not freshly in the league. Like it's time for Dak to really go out there and just fight it. I mean, 3 offensive coordinators in 3 years is going to be a tough slate, but you sit back and let it happen. You just got George Pickens. You got quote unquote a young offensive line that's supposed to be doing well. I new contract. It's just to the times like, all right, Dak, I've kind of led you as far as I can lead, bro. It's really on you. Does Dak need me? No. Does he need us? No. But I would say, hey, it's time, bro. Like you're getting older. You're 30 plus right now. Probably got 3 years to really get it done if you want to get it done in Dallas. Or there's going to be strong conversations about it. And honestly, I wouldn't be able to push back. And I tell people this. It doesn't. I will say this, right? Because it's more not a knock on Dak. It's more a knock on Joe Milton. No, I won't say a knock on Joe Milton, but knowing what I know now, okay, if you would have gave me this crystal ball and says, you know what, Tuck, Shador Sanders is going to fall because NFL teams are going to want to shove it to his father, then I wouldn't have traded for Joe Milton and I would have picked up Shador, groomed him under Dak for the next 2 to 3 years, and just went that route. You know what I'm saying? If it was me, if I known what I know now, I would have probably did that. Instead of trading for a Joe Milton or trading for a Trey Lance, I would have sit back and snatched up Shador ASAP. So we're getting the conversation. I think Dak is safe for 2 more years, y'all. 2 more years. I think the out in his contract is 2020. Pull that up. Let me see here. I think it's out 2027 or 2028. Let me take a look here. Let me see. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So Dak, yeah. So after potential out in 2028. So if they wanted to, they can get out of Dak's contract in 2028 and only 49 mil will be in dead cap. And if they were to trade him possibly, you can get a team to eat some of that. Now, of course, he does have the restructures that he's factored in as well. So you would eat 49, 49 in 2028. He would be a free agent in 2029. So I think 2 to 3 years, 2 years probably. 2 years he's safe. Year 3, the conversation will pick up about the heir apparent. Hey, appreciate the super chat. I think it's just a cheeseburger. I'm saying appreciate the super chat, the cheeseburger. $49 is a lot of dead cap. 49 mil is not $49. Yeah, 49 mil is a lot of dead cap. Yeah, but think about it from this standpoint, guys. You should have your offensive line locked in because Tyler Smith will be locked in. You'll probably have Micah locked in. You'll have CD locked in. You'll probably have George Pickens locked in. So if you wanted to get out of it, you can. It's still a hefty dead cap versus this year it would be 180 mil. Next year it'll be 129. Then you have 55 mil. Then you have 49, 32, and then 9, right? So, like I said, I'm not moving on from Dak. I like Dak. That's my guy. But we do have to have the conversation. I really feel like I'm in the same situation I am when I wanted Dak Prescott, right? So a lot of people don't know, like I tell the story all the time. I was at that 2016 draft out there in Chicago, and we drafted Zeke over Ramsey. Just is what it is. But this is back when I was on Facebook, but even commented on my Twitter. I was a huge fan of Dak Prescott coming out of Mississippi State. I was a huge fan of this kid because you guys know I wasn't a. This is back when I had draft stuff. I was talking draft, and no one gave a shit what I had to say. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really cared what I had to say back then. But I was banging on the desk for this kid in Mississippi State. Of course, Facebook groups was like, "Oh no, he can't throw," yeah, blah blah blah, and all those sorts of stuff. So I was very adamant about drafting Dak Prescott. But why was I adamant about drafting Dak Prescott? One, I felt like me personally as a Cowboys fan, I was tired of our season hinging on Tony Romo's help, right? We all knew once Romo went down, it was just like, shit's over. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just shit over. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a situation where I kept telling people, I don't want to hinge my season anymore on Tony Romo's health. I want a quarterback that if Tony Romo was to go down, would be able to carry it. Now, damn it, I didn't think Dak was going to carry and run with it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I even say, you know what I'm saying? Even though I toot my own horn sometimes, I didn't know Dak was going to carry the season like that when Romo went down. But the reason why I wanted Dak Prescott was for exactly what happened. Tony Romo went down, and think about that, y'all. Our season would have been screwed because that was preseason when that happened. You know what I'm saying? He went down in preseason. So then we would have been flailing our arms, season ruined because we didn't have any quarterback. Thank God we had this young quarterback in Dak Prescott that could really step up and came out of nowhere and saved our season. The rest is history, right? I feel like right now, though I like Joe Milton, he's not that, right? Even though I did like Trey Lance, he's not that, right? Cooper Rush did a phenomenal job with the talent that he had. He's not that, right? So we've had these injuries, whether it's the thumb, whether it's the hamstring, whether it's this and that, these little knick-knack injuries when Dak is missing 7 games, 8 games, maybe even the rest of the season, where if he goes down, as good as our defense think they are, they're not that. You know what I'm saying? Like, in order to do that, like, you have to be some Baltimore Ravens type defense. Like, they are not that, right? So I think that we should really consider drafting a true QB1 in Dallas. So then that way, one, you have your heir apparent, but your season isn't just hinging on Dak Prescott's health, right? So that is where I'm at when it comes to drafting a quarterback. You know, but as of right now, we'll just go with Joe Milton. I think Joe Milton has some upside potential, but he's very Trey Lance's, right? He's more advanced than Trey Lance because he came from Tennessee, spread offense, slinging the ball around, you know what I'm saying? So he's more seasoned than Trey Lance, especially as a passer. But there's going to be these variances where I think it happened today, right? They said that I think it was Pickens maybe for a deep touchdown in OTAs, and then he turned around next play and threw a pick six to Damone Clark, right? So you're going to have those variances with these young quarterbacks, where probably not this year, maybe next year, because he'll be Dak will be 33 next year. That's when we should really start picking up on the conversation. Like, all right, let's start looking. But as of right now, Dak's my quarterback. I think Dak is going to have a phenomenal season. The one thing concerns me about Dak is the mobility aspect. Because if you're not mobile in that pocket, especially with the young quarterback and these defensive fronts, you could be dog food. And I don't want Dak to be a sitting duck. So if there's anybody that I'm confident in this season, is going to be Dak Prescott. Is Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying? Like, when Dak is on the field, I got some bass in my voice as a Cowboys fan. You know what I'm saying? When I got Dak out there, I'll still talk a little shit. I might be like, all right, man, I'm not comfortable about this game. I'm not sure if we win, right? But at least when I got Dak out there, I know that'll be good. When y'all see me just deflated is when Dak goes down. I'm just like, let's get this shit over with. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't like Cooper Rush did a phenomenal job, but I gotta take that bass out my voice when Dak goes out. In order for Dak to have success in the playoffs, the defense has to show up. We can't beat ourselves with penalties. We get sacks, turnovers all season till the postseason starts. Yeah, Jay. And I think, right, and you guys are smart, you know what I'm saying? This is why I built this community the way I have, you know? We know that it doesn't just fall on the quarterback in the postseason, regular season, right? There's a lot of different things that when it comes to winning games at the NFL level, because I'm going to tell you guys this. As crazy as it sounded, and as drunk as I got in that game, there was a time throughout that Green Bay game where I felt like, yo, if the defense could just get us one stop, just one, we can make a push. If the defense can just get me one stop, y'all, in this Green Bay game. Now, maybe I was on like 7. I had like 7 Cowboy Ritas that Green Bay game. I don't think I was drinking to get drunk. I think I was drinking to put myself out of my own fucking misery. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like 7 is a ridiculous amount. You know what I'm saying? I was completely out of it. But there was a point where I'm like, damn, if we can just get a stop. And I remember everyone was sitting down, of course, right? I was standing up, still just saying, defense, give me one. Defense, just give me one. I remember, I'm like, defense, just give me fucking one. Just give me a stop, defense. And they said, fuck you, Tuck. We're not getting you a stop today. You know what I'm saying? And so, of course, that Green Bay loss goes on Dak Prescott's jacket. But if you really watch, the defense let us down that game, y'all. Yeah, bro. Defense showed zero resistance that game. 7 out of 7 drives, they scored. Green Bay scored. You know what I'm saying? We need a turnover. We need a, you know. So think about that game. Then you go back and think about the Trayvon Diggs tackle on George Kittle. Bang. So if that happens, the game probably goes a different way. Think about the Byron Jones 3rd and 20, and if Heath would have got the ball out on that sack versus Aaron Rodgers. So some of these losses in the playoffs go on the defensive jacket, but when you're the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, let's put it on you. Rams game, letting Jared Goff scramble. Jared Goff turned into Mike Vick scrambling for first downs. And so it's like that. So we're smart enough to say that, right? Now, of course, the casual or the typical Dak hater just doesn't want to hear any of that. He's supposed to overcome that, right? He's supposed to overcome a 3rd and 20. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, I don't want to say just the defense, because offense does have their faults as well in the playoffs. It's about players stepping up in big moments, right? I feel like when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, everybody wants the glitz, the glamour, the glow, the glam, the this, the that, the following, the spotlight. We them boys, we them this, all right? And then when that light starts to shine bright, like, whoa, whoa, there's actually pressure. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wow, oh, hold on now. Hey, oh, I didn't ask. Like, that is what we need. We need guys that can step up in big moments. And I know it sounds crazy, but I do think, and I'm not dissing or disrespecting small college guys, right? Because I love small college guys. You know what I'm saying? You guys follow my draft content, right? But it does say something when the Eagles get a bunch of players from Georgia that's won national championships. Like playing in Philadelphia, playing opening night versus the Dallas Cowboys, like that was Georgia football every night. You know what I'm saying? Every Saturday. So adding a Tyler Booker who played for Alabama, like we've done this before. We've seen monsters before. You shouldn't get too caught up in the lights, you know? You always see like those players when they get brought to Dallas and they're like, oh, the locker room facility and oh my God, how big it is. And oh, look at the locker rooms, right? Well, I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen it. As nice as the Dallas Cowboys facility is, there's colleges like Georgia's facility, that's state of the art. Alabama's facility, state of the art. You know, some of these bigger schools, it's state of the art. So they're not, oh my God, oh, wow, 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 wow. You know, it's like, oh, that's a nice locker room. Oh, you know, you guys have a hammer strength over in the corner. We had one of these in college. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that it's time for the players to step up in big moments. And the most important thing that when it comes to the season, y'all, it's going to build character, you know? It's going to build character, which I'm excited to see. What's up, Joey? Not much. We just jumped on, man. Just going live, a little improv. So we just getting started, really starting to pick up. So you ain't missed much. Yeah, when Guyton brought in him, he was bright eyed. He was just locker, I got a swimming pool. It was like, I mean, I get it. I get it. Be excited, kid. But for some people, it's just like business as usual. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just so. I think that can really set the tone. Not getting too high, not getting too low. Um, I won't. I guess I can put this public. Like Tyler Booker has reached out to a few content creators, and kind of showing thanks for support and all sorts of stuff. So he's just showing love like on Instagram and all that. Not, you know what I'm saying? So real cool kid. Just ready to work. Now I say, hey, I wasn't Team Trenches in the draft. You know what I'm saying? I like Tyler Booker, but I'm perfectly fine with Tyler Booker pick now that we got Pickens, you know what I'm saying? So I'm okay with it. But, so I think Tyler Booker is going to bring a different dynamic. I think Tyler Smith's going to bring a different dynamic. So I think, like I said, going to this season, y'all, it's going to build character. I think that's what we need. I've been hearing all the culture words. And Lewin Boss's show on this, and I do believe that Shotty is changing the culture, but I think we are blanketing culture on everything, right? Like, oh, he's more energetic at practice than Mike McCarthy was, right? Well, that isn't a culture change. That's just being more energetic at practice. So he's changing the energy. So I think that what we're starting to see is a lot of lazy approach on a just off-season content. Just culture. You know what I'm saying? Tossing the culture out there. But a true culture change, just like Ty was saying, is the overall working environment. That is the most important thing. You know, that is one of, if you want, you know what I'm saying, like that's the big culture change. The stuff that we're doing is very surface level. I understand paintballing. I understand, having a paddle board in the locker room and changing the playlist, right? All that stuff is cool. But if you don't change that upstairs, right? Paying Micah on time, you know, if Shotty gets into a skid, right? Let's say we start losing a few games, right? Is Jerry still going to step down and do the post game interviews and kick around blame? You know, is it going to be Sean Payton 2.0? Like, is it going to be those things? Those things need to change, right? So I get it. We're excited about the changes going with the players, with the staff. But and I always tell you guys this, it starts from above. It starts from above. A lot of us are parents, right? The kids can try to change things, right? But until the parents change the culture, it just still remains. It's still in there, You can be a good kid, go to school, get straight A's, listen to the teachers, but if you come home to an abusive house and the parents are fighting, we're cussing, screaming, yelling, we ain't got food for you to eat, eventually shit's going to sink in. See what I'm saying? So I would say when it comes to the culture, I want to see the differences in upstairs culture. I would like to see, would it be a big culture change for me if Jerry Jones says, hey, I'm not going to speak on that. I'm going to let our head coach speak on that. Hey, I'm not here for the credit. I'm not here for the interviews. I'm going to let Brian handle that. I would like to see first day of camp and hear from our coaches. We've heard from Jerry. We heard from Steven. We got the initial interview with Jerry and Steven and Brian Schottenheimer. Like, I would like to see opening day of camp, very first interview, Brian Schottenheimer here, Matt Eberflus here at the podium. Like, that's cultural changes, right? That's changing the foundation truly, Because I tell you guys, here in Kansas City, when the Chiefs do their introduction to camp, right? You have Clark Hunt. He does like a quick, like little 10-minute interview, welcoming everybody to camp, welcoming all the media, answers a few questions here and there for 10 minutes. Then Clark Hunt's like, all right, and here is your coach, Andy Reid, and I'm out. That's how the Chiefs do it. Hey, here's your coach, Andy Reid. Cool. There's not 4 seats at the podium while we listen to a bunch of Jerry talk, Steven talk, while Brian just sits up there at camp. We want to hear from our new head coach. We don't want to hear from Jerry and Steven. They said they already said during the Legends Day, Jerry wasn't even in the room, not till they got on the field. Shotty had total command. Those are important things, Matt. That's cultural changes. That's cultural changes, right? Keeping them out the room. We hired Junior Adams, who I'm doing a video on right now as we speak, right? Offensive-minded guy. Ken Dorsey, Clayton Adams, Connor Riley, Matt Eberflus, Whit Cotton, all these football guys to coach this team. Shut the door and let them do it. All right? Cultural change would be, let's say CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens wants to pop off post-game after a victory, after we beat Philadelphia in the locker room and live stream while they're playing NBA YoungBoy. Do we allow that? Or do we say, hey, that really doesn't go alongside of our Cowboys brand? Right? Like, let Shotty build a true culture, not kind of a culture, but we're kind of overseeing it. Like, if you're going to let him build the shit, let him build the shit. Y'all remember when we had Chris Richard and the Cowboys hated how Chris Richard was cussing out players. They told him not to do that because of the microphones. That's just not like that shit, right? Even Mike Zimmer saying, hey, last year I had to tone it down and kind of shelling myself at the beginning of the season. Like, get that shit out there. That's the cultural differences that we need. That's the differences that we need. The paintball and the locker changes, all that stuff is cool, but I want to see what's the cultural changes upstairs, right? I do feel like Shotty's doing a great job of picking up the energy, creating bonds, tearing down the walls, offense, defense, all unite, creating brotherhood. I like that. I think that is important in sports. I did a video on that 2-3 days ago, right? I think it was Saturday we talked about that, right? But also, we got to focus on football things too, right? And my concern was I'm not hearing the football culture things that are changing, right? I get the energy. I get the playlist, right? Cool, because they playlist is trash. You know what I'm saying? Playlist is trash. So I get the playlist, right? But the football cultural things, like did Tyler Guyton have a false start and you saw Shotty chew him out and make him run or make the whole team run? Like where's the discipline coming from? Where are those types of things, football things coming from? Now, we'll probably see it pick up in camp, right? But those are the things that I want to see. Because I get the energy thing, and I'm going to tell you guys the story. I was telling Boss this, right? You guys know I've been in sales. I've been in VP, for a long, long time, And I remember this kid came in. He's probably watching this. Tyler, you watching? Because I know Tyler subscribes to the channel. He's probably not watching right now. So Tyler came in brand new, out of college, into his very first sales role, right? And he was so excited. So Tyler was working, tons of hours. He was working overtime. He was coming to the office on Saturday. He was office on Sunday. He was taking his laptop home, cleaning up Salesforce and all sorts of stuff because Tyler was just so eager to grab the bull by the horns at his brand new opportunity, which I understand, right? And so he asked me one day, he's like, yo, bro, like, do you work on Saturdays? I was like, no, I don't. He's like, well, Sundays? I was like, no. He was like, man, well, how much are you doing like after 5 o'clock? I'm like, zero. He was like, well, how? Tyler didn't understand me as a vet who's been with this company for, I think I said like 6, 7 years. There's a difference in energy when you're looking to build your book of business versus when you already have your book built. You know what I'm saying? So me, I had a book of business about 1,200 people, right? So I'm getting bombarded throughout the day, nonstop, phone calls. So I have blocks in my calendar when people can call and can't call, right? And all sorts of stuff. I knew I cannot wear myself thin. Like he had his calendar open where if you want to schedule an appointment at 6 in the morning, you could. I'm like, I'm not meeting with nobody at 6 in the morning, bro. The first time I'll take my appointments at 8:30. The next one I'll take an appointments at 10. The next one I'll do is at 1. The next one I'll do is at 2. The next one I'll do at 3. At 4 o'clock, I'm done going through all my Salesforce data, getting everything cleaned up. And if you can't schedule an appointment, you need to find the next day. You see what I'm saying? So, but he was just so eager. He was just doing right? And then eventually, 4 months in, what happened? He burned out. He ended up leaving. I think, yeah, Tyler, you're not there no more, bro. He ended up leaving. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like, the job got too stressful. I'm like, yeah, it's easy to do that when there's no pressure. You're in a ramp up period. You only got about, I don't know, 20 books of business in your compliance in your book of business. So you can be humming, taking on Saturday appointments because you're so eager just to meet with the client that wants to meet with you. When you got over 1,000 clients in your book of business, bro, I am not working Saturdays and Sundays. So I think that's what Shotty is eventually going to learn. I get it right now. It's energy. And I'm going to dinner with Micah. Energy. I'm going to dinner with Dak. Energy. I'm going to dinner with Pickens. Energy. Because you're excited. But then once you get to the course of the season, might get off to a slow start. You look on 105.3 The Fan and ESPN. Everyone's questioning your play calling. You're trying to fix this. Special teams leak. You might have a player disoriented. So-and-so had said this in the media. Media's throwing dark clouds. Should Jason Witten. Then you're going to be like, all right, whoa. I need to be a little bit more strategic with my time and shift my focus to this, the offense, right? I can't be all in the defensive rooms, right? I got to get this offense right. As the offensive coach, offensive play caller, right? If this offense gets up to a slow start, we're not going to do Shotty no favors. You know what I'm saying? So if that hits the fan, let's say it's slow and lethargic, it doesn't look right for the first 4 weeks. You can't be BFF, buddy. You're going to have to lock in on fix this offense and figure out what the hell is going on. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, exactly, Jay. It's easy to have intensity when it's fresh. So that's what I'm trying to caution everybody as. I get it. I like the energy. I liked Shotty's energy 2 years ago when I was in Oxnard, right? But when it's fresh, the energy's always there, Why do you think marriages and burn out, right? When you first get married, I love everything you do. I'm doing the dish. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And then sometimes now, like my wife, she might bitch because I might just put my wife does this weird things like, because I don't separate my socks. Or sometimes like I take my gym clothes off and I don't pull my underwear out of my gym sweats, right? Because I'm just moving. I got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? I'll do that when I get the laundry. So it's stuff like that starts to add up. Now, when we first got married, she would separate the socks, separate everything. Now it's like, you would have swore that she caught me with somebody else if I didn't separate my underwear from my gym shorts. You know what I'm saying? So it's just shit like that because the energy burns out. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to channel your energy. Angry, exactly, just like content creation. Right? When I first came in, I was doing all the graphics, doing all the production. I was doing live shows for 4 hours, 5 hours. I was doing live shows. I would do a live show on my channel for 2 hours. Then I would turn around and do one with Sid for an hour. Then I would turn around and do one with BJ Nix and Star Gang for 3 hours. I was just doing shows after shows after shows. You know, I've done 7-hour draft shows, 8-hour draft shows. Every night, my calendar was full of just shows. Big channel, small channel shows, whatever, shows. I was everywhere, right? Now, the older I get, the more veteran savvy I get as a content creator, I realize, hey, bro, I have a schedule. You know what I'm saying? You got to be someone who I really rock with. Like an Angry says, yo, Tuck, can you do a show with me tomorrow at 7? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, yeah, Angry, I rock with you. But if some random hits me up like, hey, Tuck, can I have you on my show on Thursday night at 7? I'm going to tell you, nah. I got an AMC Stubbs reward pass, and I'm going to the movies Thursday night. See John Wick. You know what I'm saying? So I've learned how to channel my time. I've learned how to channel my energy. I've learned how to delegate things, right? But when I first came in the game, everything I was creating, I was, you know what I'm saying? I was just producing. I was just so happy to be a content creator. I was running 1,000 miles an hour. And so I was having that conversation with, Star. I had that conversation with Boss this morning, Know your seasons as a content creator. I know right now, let's keep it a buck, we family. Right now is not Tuck season. Right now is not Tuck season. It's not, right? Right now is not J Tuck season. Every Cowboys fan is optimistic. They can't do no wrong. Everything is fine. There's nothing to worry about. We're good. We them boys, Super Bowl champs. This is not my season, right? My season will come when the season kicks off, right? Week 1, when it's time to really get prepared for Philly, and it's like, okay, how are we going to do this shit, Tuck? That's when it's my season to step back up. You know what I'm saying? When it's like, okay, here's what Philly does defensively. Here's how we're going to attack it, right? Right now, it's not my season. So I've learned, all right, you pretty much have from June to pretty much September, Tuck. You don't need to be 1,000 miles per hour right now. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to produce 1,000 shows and all sorts of stuff. Just talk to your community and vibe out, But you learn to coast. You learn to coast a little bit. And I think that's what Shotty is going to have to learn eventually. Hey, bro, I get it. You want to be humming. But it's going to be a time where you're going to have to delegate and say, you know what? Hey, y'all deal with that shit because I really need to focus on this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Let's ask a question. Let me go through the question. Sorry, y'all been zooming through all these crowns. Yeah, clean up for Salesforce ratio binary. Salesforce is a beast. Let's see here. Jadon Blue could win rookie MVP. Slim. Sure, why not? Let's see here. Did I get my workout in this morning? Yeah, I did, bro. I got my workout in this morning. Actually, I did last night. Did some boxing training. Last night with my trainer, man, and man, he kicked my ass, bro. But it's good because I told him, don't train me like no charity case. Train me just like you train all your fighters. He has a bunch of fighters here in Kansas City, and so yesterday I was at the lab, ran 2 miles for a warm up. Then I had to get on the assault bike. Then we did some mitts, got in the ring, did some footwork. And then this is what I'm always telling people about stacking days and getting 1% better. The speed bag, right? The speed bag was kicking my ass. I just couldn't figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, hit it too hard, right? It's just like, it just wouldn't, like, what is going on? Hit it too hard, hit the wrong spot. It would turn, it would twist, it would turn and twist, right? And then I kept working. It was pissing me off. You know what I'm saying? So even when I'm here in my office and stuff, like I'm just working on that. You know what I'm saying? Working on that motion, right? And then yesterday, he was like, are you done? Everything was done. I got the sauna. He's like, you done? I was like, nah, I got to go on that speed bag. He's like, go at it, bro. And I got on the speed bag till eventually I started hearing that rhythm. Da-da, 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 da-da. da, 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 da. Then it was like, all right, it clicked, right? So it's like, didn't get 1% better. So I was telling boss the same analogy, right? Me as a boxer or fighter, trainer, whatever you want to call me, right? I want to say I'm a boxer. I'm not fighting nobody in the ring, right? As a boxer, I want to get better, okay? But I don't want to just be okay at boxing, right? I want to train just like the real fighters train, right? I want to be adequate. That if I needed to get in the ring, I could probably hold myself accountable and be able to have a ring, right? So I was telling boss this, right? I was working on the speed bag. I was frustrated, right? I was frustrated on the speed bag. I couldn't do it, right? And that's how Cowboys fans were kind of pre-draft. Damn, I can't figure out the speed bag. I hate this stupid thing. Like, it's dumb. That's how Cowboys fans were before the draft. All right. Boom. Okay. Then we got Tyler Booker. We had a good draft. All right. So it started looking a little better, but it's still a little clunky, right? Then we got George Pickens. All right. Now we're starting to hear that speed bag, right? But what Cowboys fans and Cowboys Nation is doing, oh, I got it now. We're good. I hear the rhythm. I'm good. I'm good, right? Depends on how far you're wanting to push yourself, right? I am good on the speed bag, but Tuck, you haven't even done the shit yet with your left hand. There's still work to do, bro. You're not good. You've improved, but you're not good. Now do the shit with your left. Now do it with both. Now do it not looking. Now speed it up, right? So there's still work to do. I feel like a lot of Cowboys Nation has gotten to this point where, oh, we got it. No. No. It's still work to do. It's still work to do. You are not where you think you are. You know? I remember, I still got him, salute to my trainer. You guys probably know him, Beast Mode Jones, a big YouTuber out of Dallas, right? He was training me to get in shape. And I remember I got down, was it last year? Like 18 pounds. I lost like 18 pounds in like 4 weeks, right? Posted a picture on Instagram. Everyone was like, oh man, you look good, bro. You lost weight. You're in shape. You're right there. And what he told me, he was like, ignore that shit. I was like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? I had people telling me I look great, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, you lost 18 pounds, Tuck. Way to go. You're there. And he was like, yo, Tuck, I get it. You've lost 18 pounds. I'm proud of you, my boy. But that's not the fucking goal. That's not the goal. That's not the goal. He's like, Tuck, I get it. You have been putting in work. You are down 18 pounds. Kudos to you. That's not the goal. Your goal was you want to get shredded and get below 9 to 10% body fat. That's what you told me. So right now, you're at 215, 210. We got to get to like 185 for that to happen, my boy. Now, there's some people who are saying, well, I lost the 18. I'm kind of good here. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of done with that. Stop tracking my calories. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I got enough, right? I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Right. But do we want the ultimate goal, y'all, Cowboys Nation? Or do we want to just be good? Can I tell you right now, if you just want to be good, be all right, have people say, you look good on your Facebook, we can stop right now. There's no need for me even being live right now. There's no need for us y'all even watching no Cowboys content. We'll just see you week 1 because I think we're good right now, right? But if you want the ultimate, the ultimate trophy, y'all, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. And I personally don't think any individual should be considered negative for saying that they want more. What's the saying? You can't rest on your laurels or something. Exactly. Exactly. And I'm a person personally, I mean, you guys follow me close enough. And, I know David followed me on Facebook. My slogan for years has always been, I'm after more. I'm always after more, right? I never get comfortable because coming from a place that I come from, I don't want to ever even be remotely close to that ever again. So I get friends all the time saying, yo, Tuck, man, you're doing all this stuff and you're making money and you get to cover all these great athletes and, you got an amazing family, man. And I wake up every morning, y'all, I mean, you guys see it, like I don't have none of that shit. I really don't. I wake up every morning at 4 a.m. and I'm attacking like me and my wife and my family can lose our house tomorrow. Now, is that a reality? No, we'll probably be good, right? You know what I'm saying? We got more than enough saved up and probably pay my mortgage for the next 2 to 3 years, right? But I attack every day that I could lose. You know what I'm saying? Because just like Jay is saying, once you feel like you're good, you peaked. You have. Once you feel like, oh, okay, I got it. No. No. We've all done it. I'm sure we've all tried to get in shape and we made some improvement, right? Lost 10 pounds, maybe lost 12 pounds, this, and we felt like we were good. Well, one badass weekend of feeling like we're good and that we made it, and we go out and drink margaritas and have tacos and tequila and all sorts of shit, now you didn't put back on 9. You're not good. So I don't want you guys as Cowboys fans to ever get complacent. Not in life. That's the main. Never get complacent in life. You know what I'm saying? Never get complacent in life, but also with this team. I want to win the championship. I want to win a championship, trophy, confetti, all of that. That's it. That's the goal. That's why I'm here live right now at 3 o'clock on what's today? Tuesday. I want to win a championship, y'all. I don't want to be good. I don't want to beat Philly. I don't want to beat Philly. That's not the peak for me. Oh, we beat Philly opening night. Okay, cool. I always posted on my Twitter, the late great Kobe Bryant. Job's not finished. What's there to be excited about? Job's not finished. I have on my wall right here that I wrote down in 2020, my goal on this channel was to get to 20,000 YouTube subscribers. We're almost there, right? That's the goal. So I can't rest now that I'm at 19,600 or whatever, because I could say, man, I'm covering the Super Bowl, I'm doing the draft, I'm doing the combine, I'm hanging out with Dez. I just got off the phone with Dez Bryant, just talked to Gerald McCoy this morning. We're working on some stuff, and Will Blackman's like, I'm good, Tuck. No, job's not finished, bro. You have it right here on your wall that you said to yourself in 2020 that you want to get to 20,000 YouTube subscribers. The job is not finished. The job is not finished. So you still have to work. You still have to go to live. You still have to reinvent your show. You got to create thumbnails. The job is not finished. I want the trophy. Now, when I put this X through that, then maybe I might take my foot off the pedal a little bit, but probably not. And then I'll raise the bar. I will get 20,000 subscribers on this channel, and I'll sit back and say, nah, I want 60. Right? Push yourself, y'all. Shoot for the start. You get one of these. You get one life. You get one life, right? One, right? I mean, of course, you get the afterlife and all that, but you get one life on this planet, right? Go for it all. I told you guys a few weeks ago I'm working on writing a book. Writing a book is something that I've always wanted to do and tell my story. So that way, if something unfortunate was to happen to me, my kids can hear my voice for eternity, right? My kids can hear it. Their kids can hear it. Their kids can hear it. My legacy will live on, right? Then do it, Tuck. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. All right. So I had to stop making excuses. I had to stop, oh man, but I'm just so busy with content and do not. No, you said that you wanted to write a book. You've been saying this for years, bro. Pick up the notepad and start writing. Pick up the notepad and start writing. Leave no stone unturned. Leave no stone unturned. And I want you guys to really get that message. Not with the Cowboys, but it's a Cowboys message, but it's also a life message. You are only limited to what you put yourself to, right? You guys know, you've seen it. You see me just go on a live stream with y'all and just toss out sports bets like that, right? That hit. And these were sports bets on sports I don't even watch. I don't watch hockey. I watched my Vegas Knights, but they got eliminated, right? I don't watch hockey. I don't watch baseball. Hell, I didn't even watch the NBA playoffs. Salute to the Thunder, though. That's my brother's team, right? But how did I learn how to sports bet? Because I was like, let me see if I can really figure this shit out. So I took a whole year investing, training, studying, signing up for just multiple groups, picking up on the languages, paying for mentorships, reading books, and probably in 6 to 7 months, I turned myself into a sharp, profitable sports bettor, just like that. Out the blue. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't settle. Right? In my life, I'm always pushing forward, y'all. Always push forward. Always push forward. The message I always share with you guys, man, failure, so what? So what? If I fail, guess what? I'm just back here talking to y'all or doing the same shit. Like, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. If I would have made my very first YouTube channel, YouTube video on this laptop, old-ass laptop that still has a CD player on it, right? And it never worked. This channel still had 100 subscribers. Then guess what? What I would have done? Just went to work every day. Just went to work every day and still talked about the Cowboys on my lunch breaks. If I were to drop this channel and it stuck, right? And it's stuck. Let's say I'm like these trolls that comes in the Angry Cowboys fan channel every day who can't get my shit off the ground, but I want to, tear him down every opportunity I get. Let's say that was me. I still would just go to work every day doing the same job, making money, providing for my family. So try new things. Always push forward. Never settle. I know this is a Cowboys message, but I'm talking to y'all, man. I'm talking to all 52 of y'all that's in here right now, man. Go for it. Go for it. Try new things. Try new things. I told you guys on the 14th, I'm signed up for some tactical training with some military guys here in Kansas City. We're going to do some assault rifles and all sorts of stuff, some real military-ass training. Why? Because shit, I wanted to. Looks fun. And I respect our military. So I'm going to get some fucking heavy backpacks on my back and go up hills with AR-15s and shit and jump over barricades and all sorts of shit. Now, who knows? I might go out there and tear up my ACL, tear my back up. Who knows, right? But I guarantee you when I get past it, I'm going to come tell y'all no. Just like me ziplining. I could have said, nah, I'm cool on that. I'm not going to push myself. Nah, bro. Push yourself. Did something I've never done in life that I never even want to do. And come to find out it was actually fun. So go out there. And as a military guy, I respect you too, man. Appreciate you guys, man. Yeah. I don't think Brenda don't let me record it. I don't know if I want to record it. I don't think they're gonna let me record it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so it's like, I got a friend, he's been in the Marines. He's been in the Marines for a minute. To be honest with you, he's out in Hawaii right now. So he always like telling me stuff to do and trying to give me work. I'm like, bro, you are a trained Marine. Like you've been a Marine since we graduated from high school. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Marcus, bro, like you do this for real. Like you've been in some real, Afghanistan. Like you've been in some shit for real, bro. So these little workouts that you're sending me, I ain't prepared for that. You know what I'm saying? But I told him I had respect for it because what happened when I did the Murph Challenge on Memorial Day, and he's like, "Yo, Tuck, I got some guys I want to connect you with to go do this with. You'll probably have fun." I'm like, "All right, bro, let's do it." You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. So I've been getting myself mentally prepared for it. Ruck Wednesday is in the shit. See, I don't know. See, but I do watch Special Forces. That show that Dance was on. And honestly, when I was doing the zip line, I was thinking like, all right, if you're on Special Forces, all they're gonna say is get across number two, or give me your badge. So no, so I was like, all right, let me push. So I like pushing myself like that, man. You only get one life. You only get one life. And always push yourself and strive for the best. As a Navy hospital corpsman, I love serving with the Marines. I did 2 deployments with them. Oh man, 2. So yeah, so you've been in the trenches for real, man. Definitely salute to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you. Thank you for your sacrifices and your services. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, Marcus is, oh man, the stories but Marcus is decorated, man. Like he has. Let's see if I can pull up his Facebook. Actually, no, let me not do that. But he's on my Facebook, but like he is just decorated down. You know what I'm saying? So he is decorated down. So it was like, all right, I'm gonna give it a shot, man. So it's like, yeah, push yourself, man. I'm taking acting classes. I'm doing all sorts of stuff, man. Why not? So push yourself. So don't settle. So I was saying that life, sometimes when we go improv, we talk about life and also the Cowboys because sometimes that's more important, right? Especially the Men's Mental Health Month. It's important. Life is important. Cowboys is secondary. You know what I'm saying? And it hurts me when I see Cowboys fans that really let Cowboys stuff impact their life, right? Football is fun. It's a hobby for most of us, but don't let it impact your day-to-day like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get people like, oh man, I'm just not feeling it. You know what I'm saying? I had a guy, he messaged me, it was like 3 or 4 months ago. And he was like, hey man, I was 3 months sober, but then the Cowboys just pissed me off. I had to start drinking. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, no. like no. He's like, what? I was like, no, bro, don't let the fucking Cowboys break your sobriety, bro. The fuck? Like, hell no, bro. And it's like, I felt bad because he was coming to me and kind of like to, I don't know. I was like, bro, fuck that. No. You can lose your family, sacrificing your health. If you get drunk and drive off a cliff tomorrow, Jerry Jones will not even know your fucking name. Let's just be real. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, hey, bro, no. We can be mad at the Cowboys. You could, stay angry, say, I'm not watching no more. I'm done with football, bro. Don't let that break your sobriety because you frustrated because the front office is doing some wacky shit. Hell no. Speaking of sobriety, right? I haven't had a drink of alcohol since the Super Bowl. Right? Since the Super Bowl. Did I plan that? No. It just kind of happened. But shit, now I'm pushing. And it's funny. I wish one of y'all was in Kansas City because I have all this alcohol out here at my bar. And I was thinking about just throwing it away. I'm like, I have like a Cowboys fridge and all sorts of shit. And it's like Ciroc and but I kind of keep it for like guests, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I haven't had a drink since the Super Bowl. And I feel better. Like I said, the hardest part was being at the draft because in Green Bay, that's all they did was drink. Here in a few weeks will probably be a little difficult as I go to Cabo because there's gonna be drinks flowing everywhere. But it's like I'm kind of over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm kind of over it. Because one of my good friends asked me like, "Yeah, hold it. That's what I just do for company." Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But like our company, like they drink, but they don't drink like that. You know what I'm saying? Like if anyone really comes over, it's just like wine. You know what I'm saying? Because my wife has friends over, but they're not gonna be drinking Ciroc and it's like Tito's and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, don't crash out over something you can't control the outcome over. Exactly. Exactly. I get it. We want to win, and losing sucks, but at the end of the day, we gotta get up and go to work in the morning. We gotta get up and go to work in the morning. I stopped drinking a year ago. Man, salute to you, bro. Yeah, I just found, because people have been asking me like, "Yo, Tuck, do you have a drinking problem?" No, I didn't have a drinking problem, or none of that, right? For me, to be honest with you guys, when I said the reason why I kind of stopped drinking, it's because I'm blessed to say I've created a life I don't want to escape from. You see what I'm saying? I just feel like I've created a life I don't need to escape from, right? Because honestly, like, think what happens, right? A lot of us, we work throughout the week, you know, probably at a job we just don't like. We kind of just do it just to get by and keep a roof over our head and take care of our family. So when we get to Friday, it's just like, whoo, look, so fucking done with that. I gotta get out of here. I'm done. Toodle, you know what I'm saying? I'm out. Right. The very first thing you want to do is pull up, grab a drink, relax, do all that, right? But I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I created a life I don't need to escape from. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be all hungover on Friday and Saturday night and I can't live stream or I can't watch film or because like I feel like which do you like more, alcohol or Mary Jane? Alcohol. I hate Mary Jane, to be honest with you guys. I'm not much of a smoker or anything like that. I don't like that feeling at all. I don't like being if I feel like I'm drinking or if I'm gonna do something, I want to be at least on go. I don't like being stuck. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like to just chill and do stuff like nah. I used in Missouri they have it's legal in Missouri, so they have a dispensary. Like you can literally just drive through. You know what I'm saying? Like I can order some on my phone right now, drive through and pick it up. Right. And one day it was like my wife and gone. I had the house to myself. I had all these plans I was gonna do, work on some of the business stuff, and I was gonna go hang out. I think I was gonna go to like a NASCAR event or something like that, right? I had all these plans I was gonna do this weekend while I had the house all to myself. And I went to the dispensary, I ordered these edibles, and I also ordered these drinks as well. And I was downstairs vibing in my basement, playing some games and shit. Took an edible, and I also finished the drink. And then from that moment, y'all, I was stuck. You know what I'm saying? I woke up that morning. I couldn't go to, I wanted to go to the gym, but I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like going to the gym. Needed to go to the grocery store, but couldn't go to the grocery store. So I DoorDashed like IHOP and had like a breakfast burrito and an omelet. And then I didn't do nothing there during the day. I slept, watched the movie, slept during the movies. Then I ordered Chinese food. You know what I'm saying? Ordered Chinese food. Then I walked down to the Casey's gas station, got some candy, came back, ate, was planning on watching the fight that night, which I was so excited about. I forgot what fight it was. I think it was like a Canelo fight or something like that. Planning on watching the fight, fell asleep in the fight, slept through Sunday, missed church, DoorDash again. Wife and kids come home 4:30. Congratulations, you fucked off your entire weekend, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I hated that. You know what I'm saying? I felt worthless. You know what I'm saying? You gotta help me with your plug. Hey, Angry Bro, come to Kansas City, dog. Like I said, bro, it's literally like you can because like I'm on the Kansas side, right? So Kansas and just Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri, right? So Kansas City, Missouri, it's legal, just like sports bet is legal on the Kansas side. So what people will do is you can drive like, I don't know, like 15 minutes this way. Then I'm in Missouri. And as soon as I cross the border in Missouri, there's a dispensary right there. You see what I'm saying? And you can just order on the app, walk in, drive through, pick it up, and then you're good. So I have friends do, what they'll do is if they stay on Missouri, they'll get in Missouri, they'll come over to Kansas side, sports bet over here, and then drive back home. Or people will drop over here, pick it up, come back over and sport. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I don't like being stuck like that, man. Like I don't like being stuck like that, y'all. So it's like, nah, like for someone who's trying to get every ounce out of every day when it comes to life, I don't want to be stuck no more, you know? And for me, 'cause I had this combo with Dez because he was like, you know, also what was happening with me now, which is a huge blessing, you know, being around Dez, being around these athletes, you know, you never know who you're going to meet now, Tuck. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, you guys can see it was on the channel. When we lost for Green Bay, like I told you guys, I was drunk out of my mind. I was pissed. I was emotional. I was completely just frustrated, right? Who did I run into, y'all, on the live? Y'all probably remember, right? Walking out of the Cowboys game, I run into Mark Cuban, Dallas Mavericks owner, Shark Tank, whatever, right? Let's say I had a business idea I've been wanting to spit to Mark Cuban for years, but never got the opportunity, right? Even if he wanted to listen, I was out of my mind. I couldn't even function, right? So it's like you never know when it's going to be that moment, who you're going to run into that person, you know? Um, you know, so you have to be kind of on it, right? Because I remember, right, and he won't mind me tell you the story. So when we went to New York last December, Des wanted us to take a to the Fanatics office. We went to the Fanatics office, right? We're gonna meet with Fanatics, all sorts of stuff, right? So we went to the Fanatics office. That's where I got that helmet. Met with all the Fanatics reps and all sorts of stuff, right? And we did the presentation. No, here's the first part, right? So I wasn't supposed to give the presentation at all, right? Like, I was like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I told Des, like, hey, if you need me, you know, I've worked in corporate, I've talked to mega corporations throughout my entire career is what I do. So if you need me to present, I'll be more than happy to do that. He's like, okay, cool, bro. But I probably won't need you, right? So cool. So we're at the Fanatics office, but something told me, Tuck, just email the presentation to yourself just in case, right? Just in case you need it, right? So we were at the Fanatics office, and it was me, a few other Capper guys, right, and Dez's team, okay? And they were like, okay, well, we want to go to talk upstairs, talk business with Dez, right, about the new deals or whatnot. But do you guys want to go downstairs and, you know, play games at a game room, like all sorts of stuff downstairs, right? Like, okay, cool. So I'm headed downstairs, okay? Now, this is like at 4 o'clock. Some of the guys on the team was already like drinking and stuff because they knew that all they had to do is go to the, you know what I'm saying? So they wasn't on it, right? But I didn't just because, right? I just had to just in case, right? So I'm headed downstairs and Des yells, yo, Tuck, where you going? And I was like, I'm going downstairs to the game room. He was like, oh, no, I need you upstairs for the presentation. I was like, oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? So I get into the Fanatics room, you know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. And it's like, he's like, Des is like, all right, Tuck, do you want to present? I was like, see, bro, luckily I brought this shit. So they send them the email, grab the laptop, did the whole presentation and stuff that we were working on. So boom, so I had to be sharp, right? So after that, they were like, they were going to have a private dinner, right? So it was a private dinner that they were having for fanatics, okay? It was Dez, Tom Brady, CC Sabathia, Jalen Rose. Who else was there? Somebody else was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a hockey guy, right? And of course, Ruben, right? Owner of Fanatics, okay? So after we left the Fanatics office, we went back to the hotel because I was under the impression that I was done for the day, right? Because this was a private thing. Nobody could come, Dez only, right? Nobody can come. So we got back to the hotel and we went down to the bar. And so everyone was drinking, you know what I'm saying? Everything was calm. You know, Dez does it big. You know, they got these drinks called Piece of Earth. And so everyone was drinking, eating food, eating food, right? But something said, Tuck, don't drink yet. Like, don't drink yet, just in case, right? And so Dez is out waiting for the Uber Black to come pick him up because they had a shuttle coming, right? And he calls me. He's like, where are you at? I'm like, I'm still at the bar. He was like, no, you're coming to dinner. And I was like, yeah, see, you know what I'm saying? So I hop in there, and that's when I go to that dinner where it was just like, you know, all the, you know what I'm saying, the elites, Ruben. And so when we were there, like, there were so many people wanting to talk to Dez, pitch new ideas, TV shows, ESPN reps, like all sorts of shit. Well, I was the guy on point having these conversations, explaining that what we were building. Now, thank God, y'all, I didn't go and get drunk out of my mind because I wouldn't have been prepared. And I would have dropped the ball on all those opportunities. You see what I'm saying? Because there was people passing me business cards, and you know, this guy wanted to build like Dez's own alcohol, and they wanted him to be on this show, the sports betting show on ESPN Bets, and I'm getting the contact from here, and then, oh, here's so and so from, he does like Treasure Divers or some show like that, Treasure Hunters, that he wanted Dez on Treasure Hunters. So I'm talking to him, associating. Then I have the Fanatics rep, and they're talking to me about the deal and what's going on and what we need and all sorts of stuff. And so I'm being pulled in 30 directions. If I would have been zooted out my damn mind, I would have fumbled a moment of opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Moment of a lifetime. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, nah, bro, I'm kind of cool on that. So when we were at the Super Bowl, I told them strategically, like, listen, bro, because they were drinking every night, you know what I'm saying? I was like, we came here to the Super Bowl to do something. Once we accomplish that, then I'll have a drink with the team. You know what I'm saying? So Saturday night, it wasn't until like Saturday night, I finally decided to drink with the team after we finished everything that we were doing, after we had the celebrity game and all that stuff, right? Once we finished business, and I knew I was in the clear, and I was going home in the morning, okay, then I'll have a drink. But it's like, so once that started happening, it's like, well, damn, Tuck, you never know when your opportunity might come. You see what I'm saying? You never know when your opportunity might come, who you might bump into, you know, who to have a conversation with, and you don't want that impression to be like, well, damn, you know, I met Will McClay at so-and-so's restaurant, but I was so fucked up, I don't even remember what I said. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell no. You know, I want to be able to walk up, introduce myself, that, you know what I'm saying, be able to break him down. I can break down Will McClay, break down some of his players, you know what I'm saying, and really put myself in that spotlight. So that's kind of why I kind of just lean back on drinking, see what I'm saying? So, so yeah, so each his own. But that's just kind of my story, my journey. And like I said, honestly, y'all, I don't miss it. You know, I felt like getting to the draft, that was tower number one. If I survive Cabo, you know, I'll be good. But Cabo's different because I'll be with my wife. You know what I'm saying? That's just, you know what I'm saying? So I might have some champagne or something. But I think the days of the Cowboy Rita Tuck is probably done. To be honest with y'all, you know, it's like, one, if you think about the Cowboy Rita, who does people really tie that to? It ties to me, right? Cowboy Rita ain't cut me no damn check. You know what I'm saying? They ain't cut me no check. They post me on the Instagram a few times for marketing and all sorts of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't cut me no checks, man. So I ain't doing no more free promo when it comes to the Cowboy Rita. Like I said, I want to make sure that I'm on 10 mentally every opportunity I get, man. So that's kind of why, I did it. So discipline. So once I did that discipline one-handed bandit, what I started to realize was shit. Why don't you apply that to other aspects of your life? You know what I'm saying? Why don't you apply it to other, you know what I'm saying? So if I can be disciplined with not drinking, I can be disciplined in my workouts, right? I can be disciplined in tracking my macros. I can make sure I'm disciplined with my content, make sure I'm giving you guys quality. I can be disciplined, at being you know what I'm saying? So I started to, all right, really starting to map that to everything now. And to be honest with you guys, it's been working wonders in my life. And I feel like 2025 thus far, even though we're at halftime, I've been one of the most happiest mentally I've been in a long time. To be honest, because every day I'm challenging myself. I'm being more protective of my time. I'm saying no a lot more often. Spending a lot more time with my family, with my wife. And it's okay. I get some people ask me to be on the show. And if I say I can't do it Thursday, I can't do it Thursday. I can do it maybe next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. But I have my calendar mapped out, and I can't just move things and move time away from my family just for the sake of this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Yeah. So that's to say, like, listen, guys, take care of your mentals out there. Don't let the Cowboys stress y'all out. Life goes on. There's money to make. There's opportunity, to make. The world is young, man, and the world is yours. There's so much opportunity out there, y'all. There's so much opportunity out there. You guys can do whatever you guys want to do in life. I know that sounds cliche. I know you probably hear that from the other side, because I've been there when people tell me, "Oh, just work hard. You can have, whatever you want in life." And I say, "Ah, man, I don't want to hear that bullshit." But I'm telling you, the scariest thing, well, it's not the scariest, the most rewarding thing that ever happened to me in my life is when I figured out, hey, that hard work shit, that really works. Hold on. Hold on. That hard work, waking up every day, working hard shit, that really does work. It's not just a saying. It's not just cliche. It's not just buzzwords. That actually works. So the harder I work, the more money I make, the more things I can do, and the better I can provide and make life easier for others. Well, maybe I will get up at 4 o'clock. When people ask me, "Yo, Tuck, how do you get up at 4 every day?" It's because I'm inspired to get up. I'm literally, I woke up yesterday. So I'm doing this thing. You guys should try it, right? So for all you guys who want to start waking up early, if you want to be 4 a.m. gang, right? Maybe you have to grow into it. You want to be 4 a.m. gang, I'm going to give you this tuck tip, right? Put your phone far away. Like, put it in another room. So I have my phone, because my house is like 3 stories, right? I have my phone in my bedroom. I have my phone all the way in my guest bathroom, right? So it's like down the hall. It's like some steps I got to do, right? So when my phone goes off in the morning, I can't just reach over and hit snooze. I got to get up, get out of my bed, because my phone will keep going. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't turn on. Get up, get out of bed, walk to the room, take a right, go all the way down to the hall, go to the bathroom, turn on the light, turn my phone on, and do the alarm. You see what I'm saying? And by the time I do that, I'm already up in the bathroom. So, you know what I'm saying? So you're in the bathroom, lights on, tuck, and just start the day. So I would say start there. And then simplify things, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you have a list of things, so I have things like, I have to read 20 pages a day in my book, right? From a book, okay? I also have to write in my journal daily, okay? So I could have it spaced out where, okay, I'm gonna work out in the morning, then I'm gonna write in my journal, then tonight I'm going to read, and then tonight I might do my cardio or whatever, right? But if you simplify things in bunches, it makes it so much easier. So might be TMI, but when I wake up in the bathroom, instead of being on my phone scrolling emails and Instagram or whatever, I'm writing in my journal, I'm reading my book. Okay, you checked off 2 boxes there. Okay, then I get up, I do my cardio, I run my 2 miles, then I lift. You checked off 4 boxes, 4 to 5 boxes, Tuck, just like that before most people even wake up. You know what I'm saying? Then it's just like, okay, content, boom, checking that box. I'm making sure that, because my kids are older, they're working, and, my daughter is off in the Philippines right now doing some stuff. And, so I'm making sure that no matter what, every day, Tuck, you're telling your kids that you love them. You know what I'm saying? Text, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because my daughter's different time. You know what I'm saying? Text my family that I love them. Text my mom, my dad. Every day I'm telling them that I love them. That's one of my goals this year, to make sure, I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And so then it's just like, okay, I woke up, I worked out, I ran 3 miles, I lifted weights, I wrote in my journal, I read my book, I text my kids and text my family that I love them. That's 5 important things that I checked off. Now, drop a video on my YouTube channel, talk to y'all for a little bit, check. Now, if I want to piss off the rest of the day, y'all, I could do it. I could literally do it. Like, I think looking at my habit tracker, the only thing I haven't finished was getting my water, which I'm doing right now. You see what I'm saying? But that's it. Hey, bro, push the $10 super chat. My dog in the building, man. Dope content, entertainment. Definitely follow my dog, man. Does some great content over there. But yeah, so I make sure I check off all my boxes. You see what I'm saying? And then that's when things really get easy for you. So don't make it complicated. Find 4 things. And see, when people say, yo, Tuck, like, you're leaving Cowboys content, possibly, like, this is the stuff that I really like having conversations about. Like, the Cowboy stuff is cool, but, like, my friends will tell y'all, like, this is the shit that I talk about nonstop. And, like, some of my friends, they're stuck in their ways, right? I'll talk about books that I'm reading, like another book right here, The Tipping Point, right? It's a good tipping point by Malcolm Gladwell. Good book, you should read it. So it's talking about, like, pretty much from, like, social media and stuff like that, but it's like how to tip your business over, right? So I'm reading book. So I'll talk to them about shit like this, and I'm from a place, y'all, where my friends from back then, they just don't have the mindset. Love them to death. They're my dogs, but it's just like, oh, you're doing the white boy stuff. You're reading books. You're talking about investments. You're talking about. I'm just like, shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all 40 years old, and y'all really think that reading books is soft? Like, shit, I don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? Lord bless them. You know what I'm saying? Sleep to my dogs. You know what I'm saying? Writing in journals daily. This is one I had. Now, I told you guys this story because I know it's Pride Month. My wife had bought me this journal, mental health journal for Black men. It's a good journal, but it's for Black men who have a different sexual preference. So, I mean, I'm not knocking nobody. Your preference is your preference, but it's just. It was starting to ask questions. I'm just like, yeah, I don't think that applies to me, fam. So I got another journal, right? But writing journals, working on your books, doing all these different things. Yeah, one-handed Betty. My wife's like, I got you this journal. I was like, okay, cool little journal. So I started writing in it, and it was like asking me, about me and my male sexual partner, and I'm just like, hey, yo, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Hey, dog, hey, yo, you know what I'm saying? So I would skip that one. It was asking me something like, as a, Black man, what is the most difficult challenges you face? Are you afraid to come out the closet? I'm like, oh, all right, dog. All right, dog. You know what I'm saying? All right. This is like 4 pages in a row. You know what I'm saying? I just want to simplify. Yeah, Ron. Hey, if your wife gets you this journal, dog, just be like, I appreciate it, but you might have to gift it to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, hey, this ain't the journal for me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I need the mental health journal for black men, the Kim K version. You know what I'm saying? I need the Kim K version. You know what I'm saying? He asked me some of those questions. I don't know what this version is right now. Give it to Goodwill. I mean, I wrote in it. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I wrote in it. This book belongs to me. I wrote my name in it, all sorts of shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy because at first, look at me writing in pink. I was writing in pink ink. You know what I'm saying? At first, bro. They let me chill, man. Let me chill. Yeah, I had my wife. My wife gave me a nice little pink pen. You know what I'm saying? I was just writing the book. My wife set me up, dog. My wife set me up. I got a different journal. You know what I'm saying? If you guys want me to tell y'all the journal I got, it's upstairs. But I write in a different journal. Yeah, my wife thinks she's a smart ass. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I didn't know. I'm like, yeah, okay. Why you don't give me this journal and a pink pen to write with? Smart ass. I got a trick for you. So I went and bought me some black pens, some red pens. You know what I'm saying? Got me some red pens, some black pens. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I write my shit in all black, bold. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, doing those things, man. Another dope book. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. We're gonna talk about some books here. This book right here is 2 versions from Coach Dan Casey. It's a football book. So if you guys want to expand your football knowledge, we're gonna start doing that on the channel. But this book kind of goes through different formations, right? There's like 3 versions of this book, right? I really use this book to help understand the college game because the college language is different from nice switch. Yeah, hella nice switch. From the NFL language. And the thing that I like about this book is that so they're talking about like the Oregon double post sale, right? So it's talking about the Oregon double post sale, the offense that they run. And then it also has a barcode. So if you want to scan it and see the actual play, it'll take you to the play. You know what I'm saying? So book to read. I just finished the Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. Me and my wife are reading the 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. I'm also reading the book by Jeezy as well. This book is it's called Trends, Offensive Football, Trends in Offensive Football. So you can get this book. I think I got it off of Amazon, and it's cheapest. I think it's like $8, $10, right? And there's like 2 versions. This is version 1. I think it's dropped version 2. But it's just like a football. So it goes to like different languages. I mean, there's NFL stuff in here. So like, let's see here. I think the Cowboys had something in here under Mike McCarthy. Let's see. Where was it? I think Cowboys had something. I think it was a run game. Let me see. Let me find what the Cowboys had in here. Boom, 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 boom. Nah, it didn't have the Cowboys in here. I know what it was. It was page 44. Yeah. You guys remember this? I'm sure every Cowboys fan remember this shit. This Packer post wheel sale. Because they hit that shit on us in the playoffs. They hit the same exact play on us in the playoffs. Right there. And so, yeah, that's what it was. Exact same play call. They hit us with that shit. I think this was the play to, what's their tight end's name? Is it Kraft? Tucker Kraft, right? Yeah, this is the Tucker Kraft play right here. This is exactly what they drew up and hit us over the head with right there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's on Amazon, y'all. So definitely check that book out. Coach Dan Casey is cool, man. Cool cat. Can anyone imagine pick and lamb on that? It should be. Hold on, let me see if I can do this. Hold on, let me see. I got my iPad. Let me see. I won't do it on my iPad. But yeah, so you guys have a bunch of plays. And he said, rip that page out. Yeah, facts. You know, it's the very first one. So like it teaches you like this, right? So like the Miami Dolphins, the cheetah dagger, where they have like that cheetah motion, like that. When you see Tyreek Hill, he sprints out really fast. That a lot of NFL teams are doing. So it kind of shows that. But we're gonna talk about all this stuff on the channel. I'm connecting my iPad to my studio laptop, so I'll be able to diagraph plays, film, concept, because that's what we're going to spend our time focusing on this off season. It's just making sure that you guys are, up to speed. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a football guru, but I want you guys to understand the basics, and not the basics, right? Just the a little advanced basics, right? Because I think a lot of people watch a lot of content, but I don't think they really understand it, right? A lot of people are just Cowboys fans, which is okay, cool, but I want you guys to be able to understand when I'm talking about a route stem, what I'm actually referring to. A lot of people don't understand that, in breaking routes, those are typically even numbers on the stem. Out breaking routes are odd numbers. Difference between like a bang 8, right, or an 8, whether it's post, skinny post, thick post, all sorts of stuff. Wheel routes, sales, concepts, all that stuff. So we'll go through that this summer. So I'm trying to get my iPad connected to my studio lab. Dante Fowler's a trooper for the number switch team player. All right, so let's talk about, I don't want to say the hot topic, but it was a topic of discussion when it comes to George Pickens and the number, right? A lot of us have played sports before, so we understand numbers do mean things, right? Numbers do mean things. I know there's going to be some people on Twitter or social media probably don't know how to tell you to put some shoulder pads on. It's just a number, which is funny because one of my very first videos on this channel, it was like my second or third, right, was about people telling me that 88 is just a number. Because I didn't like, right, I didn't like the Cowboys forcing 88 on CeeDee Lamb, I feel like he should have gotten the opportunity to choose that, you know what I'm saying? But you kind of just threw it on him, whether he wanted it or not. Like, don't poo-poo on this kid's moment, you know what I'm saying? Because I know he wanted 10, but Jerry's like, no, I had a friend who passed away, and his last name was Lamb, and he wore 88. And it's like, bro, like, what do I got to do? You know what I'm saying? So that was the whole video was about, right? So even back then, it's like just a number. So I kind of came in the game hot. So I know a lot of people are going to say it's just a number, but a number does give you confidence. It's mentality. But the number one thing a number does, specifically for the Dallas Cowboys, is jersey sales. And I know Jerry Jones, he ain't changed that much culture-wise where he does care about jersey sales, right? So my frustration when it comes to the Pickens number situation is that the hype has died down, right? When it was, oh my God, we got Pickens. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe we got George Pickens, y'all. Oh my God, this is amazing. That's when it should have been boom, jersey sales immediately, 14 or number one at the pro shop. Those things will fly off the shelves, all right? But then you get to a situation where we had 13, all right? It's been some weeks since the trade. We kind of hear him talk. So the excitement is still there, but the hype isn't as it was, right? So it's kind of fizzled down. They just posted 2 days ago, when it comes to top 10 jersey sellers, we only have one person. We only have one person that's in the top 10 now, and that's CeeDee Lamb. He's at 7, right? Why? Because we all have Parsons jerseys. We all have Dak jerseys. We all have CeeDee Lamb jerseys for the most part. You see what I'm saying? So, and even with the Overshown thing, like, I'll say this. We like Overshown because we are football people. You know what I'm saying? We love Overshown because we are football people. The average casual fan at the Cowboys games, that they have no idea the impact of Overshown. You see what I'm saying? We know what Overshown is because we watch film. We watch him shot out of a damn cannon versus, like so he know what Overshown is, but the average Weedham boys, Cowboys fan, they don't really don't know like that. He's not a star to them, right? You know what I'm saying? So it was, yeah, exactly, bro. So yeah, so Overshown, I get why those jerseys have they won't be he won't be a top 10 jersey seller, right? So I feel like they missed the opportunity with Pickens early on. When it was hot, it should have been bang right there on the pro shop, all right? So I hear the conversation, the argument. Okay, Marquise Bell, he has 14, all right? And then you have Jalen Tolbert at 1. And I know Henny has spoken about it. That, hey, you can't just force players out of their numbers. You have to buy them out, okay? But let's keep it a buck, y'all. Let's keep it a buck. Last year, this same time, when Zeke came back, okay, did Zeke have to give Trey Lance $100,000 to get 15? Do you think Trey Lance just wanted number 19? That's not his number. His number is 5. That's what he has right now. That's what he had in college. He has it right now. I think in the Chargers he has number 5. So number 5 is his number. It wasn't like Trey Lance was like, oh my God, 19 is available. Let me get number 19. When the Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones signed Ezekiel Elliott, he got 15 just like that. I don't even think we had to even, I think as soon as it was announced, it was just Ezekiel Elliott be wearing number 15. So you bring in George Pickens, who was one of the most exciting acquisitions in the Cowboys since a long, I mean, shit, since probably what, T.O.? Right? And he's having to just find a number, get in where he fits in. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of odd to me, right? I like Jalen Tolbert. You guys know I love Jalen Tolbert. Well, I don't love him. You know what I'm saying? I like Jalen Tolbert. He's a good kid, right? He's a hard worker. He does, you know what I'm saying? But he's just, okay, right? Like Marquise Bell, both of them, right? Scotty him in the HBCU, all the way back at Coffeyville Community College in Kansas, all right? A simple phone call could have got this cleared up. Hey, Tolbert, I know you got one, but hey, George really wants that number. So here's what we're going to do for you. We know that you're close friends with Brandon Cooks. He was a mentor. I spoke to Fowler. He's going to move to 13, possibly get back to 6. How would you like wearing 3 for the Dallas Cowboys? Hell no, I'm Jalen Tolbert. I'm not coming off my number 1. Well, guess what, bro? You're in a contract year here in Dallas. More than likely, you're probably not going to get signed here next year. So, again, George Pickens is going to be wearing number 1, and you will be wearing, actually, you know what? 3 is taken. You got number 19, fella. It was that simple. like, why do these players who haven't even accomplished anything get this pool, get this rank, get this in Dallas? You get to call rank in Dallas? Like, shouldn't some of these things be earned? Shouldn't some of these things be earned? Like, when I think about number 21 in Dallas, I think about Deion Sanders. I think about Ezekiel Elliott. You have, boom, Just like you said, T.O. Kalen Carson, who's barely a fringe player, parading around in 21. In 21. That's almost. Hold up. Let me take something. Let me say something. Let me take a look at something. Take a look at something real quick. You got Kalen Carson in 21. In 21. Yeah, they switched it because now they got Fowler in 13 on the website. Kalen Carson, 21. All right. Now you have Jadon Blue, who's supposed to be, which I think will probably be one of your premier running backs. He's running around at number 34. Does anybody want to tell me or guess and step to the front of the chat and guess who number 23 is in the Dallas Cowboys? Anybody want to guess? Who's number 23 for the Dallas Cowboys? I don't know. Yeah, they got Blue in the power back. They should get Blue like 38 or something, like a fullback. Nope. See, y'all don't even know who has 23 in Dallas. Good guy. He's a really good guy. Nope. Not even Javonte Williams. Number 23 for the Dallas Cowboys is Buddy Johnson. Buddy Johnson. Buddy Johnson. Buddy Johnson. So you have 1 Jalen Tolbert, 2 Wanye, 6 Donovan Wilson, 14 Marquise Bell, 21 Kalen Carson, 23 Buddy Johnson. Let's see, what's some other good numbers? Who? I'm not even sure he got my number. Let me see. My number's not taken. 55 is off. You know what I'm saying? Nobody got 55. All right, cool. Sam Williams in 54, which is cool. I like that. Kenneth Murray in 59. Yeah. Let's see. Paris Campbell, 80. Mingo, 81. Jalen Brooks, 83. Kelvin Harmon, 84. Let's see here. Yeah. So what I'm saying, is it that big of a deal? No, right? But I will say this, Cowboys Nation, I'm not buying a Pickens jersey. Tuck, don't you like George? Yeah, I love George Pickens. Like George Pickens. Love him. Right? But I am not buying a George Pickens jersey because soon as he gets extended next year and Jalen Tolbert gets released and that one is available, soon as he gets extended next year and Jalen Tolbert gets released, and that one is available, you know. So like I said, you know, I get it. Oh, it's just a number. It's sometimes it's the principle about things. You know? Y'all remember when Jalen Smith switched to number 9? They made that happen, didn't they? And they got Devontae Turpin in number 9. Zeke came back, got 15 ASAP. You know? CeeDee Lamb gets 88, whether he wanted it or not. Dez didn't want 88 either. Dez wanted number 10. Dez wanted number 10, the same number CeeDee wanted, right? Jerry forced 88 on. So we forced it on those players. But for Pickens, it's like, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Yeah. Wanye switched from 2 to 30, or from 30 to 2. You know, sometimes you gotta you say, hey, bro, hey, ain't all numbers for everybody. Ain't every number for everybody. If y'all coach Little League basketball, y'all ain't having a kid who never plays walking around in number 8 or 23. He might got number 17 for little Timmy. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, your bro. It was, and that's what Boss is saying, right? It's more about Bassett versus Son. Let me ask you guys this. With the 12th pick of the 2025 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Ted McMillan out of University of Arizona. Oh, we going crazy. Live stream going crazy. We got Mac. Do y'all think that Mac will have to get number 13 for a little bit until he can find his number? Would y'all think that, the Dallas Cowboys just got Mac, we going crazy, Tuck live streaming, Roll live streaming, Team Weapons, we got Mac. Wait, we going to put him at number 17 until we can find another number available. Them numbers would have been on that pro shop that night. How do you know, Tuck? That's not the case, because I am the only person in the world, Craig, in the world. I am the only person in the world that has a CeeDee Lamb number 10 jersey. I'm the only person that has that jersey. I am the only person in the world, Craig, that has a CeeDee Lamb jersey that's number 10 on it. How did I get that jersey? Because the moment we drafted him, I went to the pro shop and I clicked buy. That thing was available, bam, just like that. Soon as we drafted CeeDee Lamb, I went to the pro shop, hit buy. He said his number is 10. They have it 10. They sent the jersey out to me. I am the only person that has that CeeDee Lamb jersey. The pro shop actually called me and told me I could send it back and get that 88. And I said, no, I want to keep it because it's, it's for CeeDee Lamb. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? I am the only person that has it. So I have it upstairs. So you think that we would have drafted Mac and they would have gave him a holding number at 18 or some shit so we can figure out the situation? If Mac would have stepped to that podium, hey, Mac, what jersey will you be wearing? What number you wear for Dallas Cowboys? I really want to wear number 1. Jerry would be like, well, technically, that's still, yeah, we're going to talk to Jalen Tolbert. I might have to pay Jalen Tolbert a hefty bill. They would have gave Mac that 1 just like that, and that shit would have been on the pro shop sailing off. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the differences of when you're drafted in Dallas versus you're kind of just an outsider. You know, we're welcoming you. You sent yours back. Yes, I kept mine. You know, that jersey, yeah, that's what he actually wanted. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, shit, I want to order the CD. You know, that's the number he wanted. It wasn't forced up on him. So of course I got like 4 CD number 8s in the 88s anyway. You know what I'm saying? It says Mac wears 4 though. Yeah, he wouldn't have got 4. You know, he wouldn't have got 4. Wouldn't have got 4. You know what I'm saying? He got like 44 or some shit. But yeah, if he wanted number 1, he would have got number 1. See what I'm saying? So it's just the differences that goes into it, y'all, that sometimes I'm just like, but I mean, it just is what it is. But, you know, overall, I'm excited about the season. Fight Hunter for 40. He put Mac in, if we drafted Mac and he had like number 40 or some shit, I'd be like, you know what I'm saying? If you ever get the chance to meet CD, you have to wear that number 10 jersey. So I met CD a few times, man. Of course, I was like, you know, out and about and having my jerseys on. So my overall goal is, and I need to do this, right? Because people ask me, like, yo, Tuck, you probably got a bunch of Dez autograph stuff. I have nothing. I have zero, zilch, nada, nothing. I don't have anything autographed by Dez. I know some of y'all got stuff that I've sent y'all or gotten y'all autographed by Dez. I have nothing autographed by Dez. Or only person got autographs. Well, I got the jersey in there. But was this the Micah jersey in the studio? But I got 0 Dez autographs. But I think what I want to do, because the guy who built, you guys seen that? Let me show you guys that in the studio. I'll take you guys in there. Hold up. So the guy who built this, shit, I don't have my lights on. Hold on. Let me put this light. So the guy who built this, his name is Jaquez Art. Check him out on Instagram. But this is like Micah's Pro Bowl jersey. Stay hungry. I got Micah's rookie card, limited edition, 10 out of 10. You know, all that right there when it comes to Micah, right? So he built that for me as a gift. Salute to Jaquez. He's in California. But he does a lot of crazy. Like he has this Kobe thing, y'all, he made, like all the Kobe sneakers in it, and like a Kobe autographed jersey. That shit is so fucking fire, right? So he built that for me. But what he wants to build for me is an 88 Club one. Because I have pictures with Mike, I have pictures with CD, I have pictures with Dez, of course, and I have pictures with Drew Pearson. So he wants me to get 88 signed by Drew, 88 signed by Mike, 88 signed by CD, and an 88 signed by Dez, and he wants to create that for me. But I just haven't gotten around to doing that. So, because I have the photos with each player, you know, so that might be something that I'll do. But yeah, CD's a cool cat, man. Like a lot of the guys, I'll tell you guys this, you know what I'm saying, just keeping it a buck, like a lot of the guys are just really cool cats. I mean, for me, for a lot of us, because we're all kind of like the same age, right? A lot of us are. They're kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's why I relate to the players a little bit than like some other media, because to me, I speak their language. Like when I'm playing Madden versus some of the players on the team, like I'm talking shit to them just like I'm talking to everybody else. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like I give them no special treatment or I'm asking them Cowboys related stuff, or you know what I'm saying? Like I just talk to them straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on, bros? You good? You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. That's a cheap ass play. You know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just talking to them, vibing with them like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't look at them like that. I guess 'cause I get close to them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Because it's just like they're just like me and you, y'all. They just do the same shit. They can just run faster, jump higher, you know? But it's like, even with Dez now, it's like my wife will say, it's like, I talk to Dez, and it's just like I'm talking to Rome or DMV. Like, it's just like, what's good, bro? Like, not shit. You know what I'm saying? I talked to him like for 2 hours 2 days ago about some shit, and we talking about all sorts of shit. We talking about college. We talking about this. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I don't get the, oh my God, I'm talking to Dez Bryant, bro. It's just like, yeah, what's good? You know, shit, I hit the ignore button on him sometimes. I actually did it this morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did it this morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, I'm in the gym, bro. I'll hit you back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, they're just like you and me, bro. They can just run faster, jump higher. Of course, they make a whole lot more money. One thing I do hate about these athletes is their fucking metabolism, bro. Like, god damn, dog. Like, these kids can eat. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like these kids can eat. I remember we was in New Orleans, and like it was like 11 at night. And 'cause we had this Rock Nation dinner, got to meet Juju Smith Schuster, some other players, right? You know what I'm saying? So we ate. I had like steak dinner, right? Mashed potatoes and some veggies, right? So that was like at 7. All right. Dez ate everything, you know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. It was like 11 o'clock, and Dez was like, yo, Tuck, let's go get something to eat. I was like, all right, I think I'm gonna go grab like a sandwich or some shit or something like that, you know what I'm saying, before we kind of went out. We went to Fogo de Chao. If you haven't been to Fogo de Chao, it's like a Brazilian steakhouse, and they come by and slice up all the meat and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like 11 o'clock at night, and we're at Fogo de Chao, and it's like, bro, I'm not hungry no more. I'm not hungry like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? And so Dez is ordering all these steaks and shrimps and this shrimp cocktail thing, and Tyreek Hill. We saw Tyreek Hill down there, and Steve Smith. You know what I'm saying? So they're ordering. I'm like, bro, it's like 11 o'clock at night. I'm not eating no Fogo de Chao. But then he'll eat some Fogo de Chao and shit, and then like, all right, let's go back to the hotel and shower and go out. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? We had steaks and all sorts of shit, and you know what I'm saying? Like, god damn, like, bro, like, I am done. So, but they can eat, bro. Like, these athletes, these pro athletes, Sean Merriman, like, I seen Sean Merriman put down some food, y'all. And I'm just like, I used to be able to do that. No, sir. No, nah, I can't. Nope. I eat 3 small meals a day. You know what I'm saying? And if I grub, I better have worked out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, salad bar. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially not at night. You know what I'm saying? I don't eat past 7. Nah. So like they metabolism. But like I said, a lot of kids, these kids are just cool, man. Wanye's hella cool, man. You know, Micah's hella cool. CD's just a vibe. Trey is hella cool, man. I love Trey. Who else? He's not on the team no more, but I saw y'all mention him. Defensive tackle. Bohanna. Quentin Bohanna's hella cool. I play with Bohanna a lot online. Who else? That's about it, I would say. Yeah. That's about it. So yeah, they real cool, man. So yeah, I support the guys. And I think that sometimes it can get lost in translation. And I get it because it's Twitter. Like, my frustration isn't with the players, you know what I'm saying? It's with the front office, bro. Like, I'm not really mad at y'all, and the players ain't did shit yet. So I can't really be mad at y'all yet. It's about the front office sometimes continuously to constantly say we've done enough. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's where my frustration really comes in. It's like, I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I rock with y'all. I'm pulling for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be there front and center, rocking with y'all. Shotty, I'm 1,000% behind you. You know? So Nick Harris has reported Wanye Thomas is beginning a lot of burn with the ones in OTAs. Looks good on number 2. About time. Yeah. It might be a situation where I think Donovan Wilson might be cut, y'all. You can save money. Ask Quentin Bohanna to return to Dallas for a friend. Shit, I need to. either I'm gonna ask Quentin Bohanna to return, or I'm gonna make me defensive tackle and Big X the plug. Dez and Big X are real friends. So the Big X, man. And people don't know, like Big X was a D1 football recruit, played D tackle. So I'm gonna tell bro, hey, put the mic down real quick. We need you to plug the A gap. You know what I'm saying? We need you to plug the A gap. We need you to Clarence said he saw Micah coming down the hall outside the locker room. He did a U-turn, walked in the locker room, and caught him coming around the corner and headed to the hot tubs. All he could do was laugh. He kept on walking, running from clearance. Okay, awesome. Awesome Richards is back up left tackle to Tyler Guyton. Just going to do some notes. Maris Leofow. I'm super high on Maris Leofow. Yeah, let's see here. Just going through the notes here. Yeah, that's about it, y'all. Yeah, exchange numbers. Yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit. Bunch of bullshit online, like, oh, Dak could get benched and lose his job or Joe. I'm like, I ain't doing all that shit. So yeah, Malik Hook time is up as well. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I think Malik Hooker might be a little safe. I think Donovan Wilson is the one to watch, right? I think Donovan Wilson's the one to watch. Because if we do get rid of them, who is our depth at safety outside of that? Because you have Wanye and Marquise, but who else is going to play safety? Yeah. Yeah, 8 mil in cap space we'll save for post June for Donovan. I mean, I personally, what did you have surgery on though, Trill? You remember? Because to save 8 mil on Donovan, me personally, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I just never been a Donovan fan. I know he's the hard hitting safety, you know what I'm saying, the tackling safety, but he's never been, oh my god. Like even coming out of A&M, I wasn't just much of a fan of him. I mean, I think he's solid, but I think you can live without him. I don't think it's a situation where you look at it and be like, oh man, we would have won that game. We would have had Donovan Wilson. Like, yeah, coverage is at best. I feel like honestly, yep. Honestly, I can make. Yeah, we got the undrafted guys. Forgot about them. But I can make Shamar James, linebacker we drafted out of Florida, Donovan Wilson. I think he's actually better in coverage than Donovan. Now, of course, that's all college, right? But it's like he's downhill, right? Avalanche, blitzer, not the best lateral sideline to sideline, scraping from a linebacker perspective, but he can come downhill and he can tackle. I would consider Shamar James Donovan-esque. And I think he's bigger. I think he's a little bit bigger than Donovan. So yeah. So I think you can make another one of those. I think you can make another Donovan Wilson. So if I can save 8 mil, cut it. I would cut it. Cornerback room though, it's a little shaky still. Look at the corners. Deron Bland, we're good there. We'll see how that goes. Andrew Booth, Josh Butler coming off an injury, won't be back anytime soon. Kalen Carson. And see, this is what I don't want to say I'm frustrated, but I'm not hearing enough about year two guys for me. And I know it's OTAs, right? I know it's OTAs, but I need more. Where's Marshawn Nealon? Right? What's Marshawn Nealon up to? How's Kalen Carson looking? I saw Maris, Cooper Beebe. Like, I need to see more of those guys on my timeline. And see, this is why I don't want to, but sometimes I feel like I have to go to camp because I like to look at shit that people aren't talking about. Like, I get it. Everyone's going to be watching George Pickens, and people are going to be watching the running backs. Yo, bro, is Austin Rich going to be left tackle ready? You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's the rotation? Like, what are we doing at edge? Because you got Marshawn Kneeling, got Sam Williams, you got D Easy. They all kind of the same. Who's going to be the odd man out? Hey, what does this cornerback rotation really look like? Is Kalen Carson taking the lead? Wanye's getting snaps. Okay, cool. Is he playing free? Is he playing strong? Israel Mukwamu, is he playing inside? Is he playing outside? Is he playing safety? Like, those are going to be things I'm really going to be wanting to look for. That's what I'm going to be looking for. Like, how are they using Hunter Lukia? Using them as traditional fullback, right? Hey, do we have a conversation between Spanford and Ferg? Because y'all know how we do on this channel. We ain't going to baby nobody, y'all. We ain't going to baby him. Ferg, I've done it as long as I could. This is it, bro. if Ferg don't turn that corner, I can't fight no more. If Ferg can't turn that corner, I feel like Ferg has to be around 800 to 900 yards this year. Oh, that's who got it. So Justin Barron from Syracuse, linebacker, has 55. To undrafted guy got 55. Zion Childress, 48. Elijah Clark. I liked Elijah Clark coming out of Syracuse. Bruce Harmon, wasn't a fan. Zion Childress is interesting out of Kentucky. Yeah, Ferg has another down season. It's I feel like this is it for me. Ferg, I can't hold him off any. I can't hold it off any longer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think the interesting one to watch in camp, right? I feel like he's going to be a camp darling, preseason darling, but I'm not sure how he cuts through, and that's Trayshawn Holden, right? I know a lot of you guys are high on Trayshawn Holden. I like his toughness and his attitude, but I don't know how does he cut through. Who is he going to cut, right? You got Ryan Flo. You got CeeDee Lamb. That's not happening. Pickens. That's not happening. Tolbert. That's not happening. Turpin's not happening, right? So if there's anyone to compete with, it's Ryan Flo, Jalen Croper, Kevin Harmon, Paris Campbell, Jalen Brooks. Who does he cut through? I don't think he cuts through Mingo because they traded for Mingo. You think he cuts through Brooks? See, the one thing that concerns me about Trayshawn Holden is to be keeping it buck with you guys. One, they didn't pay him anything as an undrafted. It was minimum. I think it was like $3,000. Right? Two, Josh Kelly out of Texas Tech. He's more of your route runner. Right? And then also, Josh Kelly is more of a special.